gentlemen, start your engines.
NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour cars have just been given the command to fire their motors. And the drivers in those cars all have different goals here today. Some are veteran road racers who are simply trying to win a road course event. Some series regulars are good road course racers. They think they can win here and make a move in the points. Other series regulars, well, they just as soon take their car home in one piece, grab some points, and get on to the next oval track. These are very fast cars, 2,900 pounds, about 500 horsepower. The front row here today qualified faster than the front row for Sunday's NASCAR Winston Cup race. How do you get around the Sears Point track? Well, it's a little bit like trying to thread a needle with one hand while you're riding a roller coaster, a very fast roller coaster. And keep in mind, this is one of the most important races of the year for these drivers. Why? Well, there's points and prize money, and yes, someone will celebrate in victory lane. But you, the viewer, make this race critical for many drivers here today. They're racing for two things: experience and national exposure. With more on that, it's a pleasure to welcome back our broadcast colleague, Benny Parsons.
Well, it's great to be back, Bill. As a matter of fact, one driver that these fellows raced with for many, many years got that exposure, and he made it. And he is their hero. The 42 drivers today, Ron Hornaday Jr. is their hero because, folks, he did this. He won this race last year, and right now he is Dale Earnhardt's NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series driver. And guess what? Ricky Craven needed a driver. He called Ron Hornaday, said, will you drive my Winston Cup car because I'm injured? Hornaday comes out and qualifies third. Ron Hornaday is looked up. All these 42 drivers, they all want to be just like Hornaday.
ESPN, the world's leader in motorsports coverage, welcomes you to the picturesque Sonoma Valley of Northern California. It's wine country, site of Sears Point Raceway, seen at today's NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour Pennzoil 200. Their season began back in January when these drivers tried to make their mark on the 3/8 mile short track in Tucson. But now it moves to the largest track on the circuit, the demanding 2.52 mile road course at Sears Point. Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Punch, and look who's joined us. Just fresh out of his driving suit, fresh off the racetrack, put on a nice Navy blazer. Kyle Petty, glad to have you with us, man. And, you know, these guys, as Benny just said, are Ron Hornaday wannabes. And why wouldn't they? Look what Hornaday's accomplished on the West Coast and is about to accomplish back east.
Yeah, like I said, you know, Hornaday made a big impression on a lot of Winston Cup guys. He has Dale Earnhardt as a boss. I'm not sure I'd want Dale Earnhardt as a boss. Let me clarify that. But these guys have an opportunity on ESPN and with the Winston Cup owners here to make an impression on these guys in case anything ever happens or in case some of these guys are thinking about starting truck teams or bush teams. You can make big plans, make big moves to move from the West Coast to the East Coast. That's where you got to be if you want to run NASCAR stuff.
Hey, what a diverse field. There's software salesmen. There's a guy who's a Jaguar distributor. And, Kyle, even one surfer dude in the field. How about that?
That's just like me, man. I'm ready.
Hey, cool. How about after 6 events, take a look at the point standings. It's the Chris and Craig show. The brothers Rodman. In fact, Chris Rodman, who's the rookie driver, 23 points in front of the veteran Craig Rodman. Brian Germoni, Flying Brian, I call him, in third spot. Doug McCown and Jim Engelbright, last year's runner-up in the points, is in fifth. It is Sears Point. It is Southwest Tour. It is a wild one getting set to come your way in the wine country. We'll be right back after this.
It has a 937cc liquid-cooled 16-valve engine with straight intake tracks, adjustable suspension, and an ultra-rigid twin-tube diamond-type frame. Best of all, it's comfortable on any road. The Suzuki RF 900R.
When people hear the Hendrick Motorsports team switch to Quaker State this year, they'll probably think Quaker State wrote us a big check. Well, that's not how it happened. First, it had to pass our camshaft test. Then it had to pass our dyno test. Then it had to pass a track test. Then they wrote us the big check.
Quaker State exceeds the highest standards for engine protection.
Look for the Quaker State 360 rebate during National Car Care Days, plus additional savings from these manufacturers at participating retailers.
In South Dallas, a lot of folks like to work on their cars, and a lot of them come to AutoZone. They save money on top-quality parts, and they find helpful people, like Rocky Brown. Oh, sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Rocky's the kind of guy folks go out of their way to see. He's good at solving problems, and he really knows his parts. You see, when it comes to getting the right part, the right price, and good advice, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
Enter the Performance Zone with Splitfire Performance V spark plugs.
You hit your passing gear, you're gone.
The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Splitfire Performance V spark plugs mean better performance, more horsepower, and better mileage. So say the experts and the people who use them.
They're the best plugs I ever put in my car.
Enter the Performance Zone only with Splitfire Performance Vs, guaranteed.
Our Speed World coverage of the Pennzoil 200 is being brought to you by Quaker State, the motor oil that exceeds the highest standards for engine protection. By Suzuki, your Suzuki motorcycle and ATV dealer has the ride you've been waiting for and the financing to get it. And by the NASCAR Story. To order, call 800-71-NASCAR. 46 cars were here, 42 will start our Suzuki starting grid. Take a look at the top 15. On the pole, the 1991 winner of this race, Ken Peterson. Greg Rodman in second spot. He's the older of the two brothers. Take a look at Trickle, Germone, flying Brian Germone back in fourth spot. Look at the rest of the starting field, 16 through 30. Engelbright, now he will come in a hurry. He runs this track awfully well. Had a good qualifying effort. In 20th spot, that's Sean Monroe, the surfer dude. That's Winter Heat. Got to meet Sean Monroe, Winter Heat. What a character he is, and what a great talent he is as well. And back in 42nd spot, the final starter, car number 1, Danny Siebert. Getting set for green flags. They come out of turn 11. That Ford Mustang pace car makes the left at turn 12, and they will wave the green flag. 200 kilometers, 125 miles, 50 laps. Bob Huntington, the starter for the NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour. Sawing off the grass, the 19 car, getting out of, that's Tony Toast out of Pismo Beach. Gets it straightened back up as Craig Rodman has taken the lead from his second starting spot. Rodman, the only two-time winner thus far on the tour after 6 events. Tony in third spot. Chris Trickle is fourth. There's Rodman, the car number 2. Or Peterson, the pole sitter. Germone, then Trickle, then Bob Lyons, car number 44. As they exit the carousel, or turn 6. And Kyle, this turn 7 is one of the treacherous parts of this racetrack.
Yeah, this is where during the Winston Cup races, Ned Jarrett sits up here and calls the races, and I ended up in his lap, I think, the last race up here. I didn't quite make that turn, but that's one of those turns that is one of the corners that you'll see a lot of passing in. You outbrake somebody getting into that corner, and you can take their line away from them.
Speaking of brakes that come through turns 7, 8, and 9, Benny Parsons headed for you, and they are carrying a ton of speed.
They are running probably 140, 50 miles an hour as they come charging down at turn 11 and stand on the brakes. And Craig Rodman already sliding that right front tire, but has about a 10 car length on Ken Peterson. Brian Germone, as you said, Chris Trickle in the 70. And now we're inside the Germone car in the third spot. This is turn 1, a left-hander. Up the hill. Now this is 1-8. Back to the right. This is turn 2. We're still climbing. And now the car will level out. This is turn 3, a left-hander. And back to the right. This is turn 4, down the hill. Hard braking. You see Ken Peterson. And this is turn 5, a little kick to the right. A fairly fast corner, and here's a tough part of the racetrack, Kyle Petty, the carousel.
This is one of the fastest corners on the racetrack right here. This is a corner that's more like the racetracks that we run.
Hard hard left-hand turn coming out of the carousel beneath the Goodyear Bridge. One car already got a little bit of a shot. The car number 23 showing some front end damage. The front hood of that car has been buckled. That is Terry McCarthy out of Mountain View, California. That's an Oldsmobile.
Ooh, look at Peterson throwing that car around through the S's as he comes down the hill.
And Benny Rodman is just pulling away a little bit. That's Peterson. At 5 is Germoni. The 70. That's Chris Trickle. That's a nephew of Dick Trickle. Off the rumble strips. Kyle, can you feel the rumble strips?
Yeah, you really feel the rumble strips with these cars. And they're really not rumble strips. If you look at them, they're painted red and white, and they look like they are, but what it is just a raised curve. And what happens is on a lot of these corners, these are off-camber corners, they're uphill, downhill corners, and the curve goes up and away from you. So you pitch your right front on it, you pitch your left front on it, it transfers all the weight. When you come right through where we're coming through right here, you get to the top of the hill and you make that sharp right-hander, which is turn 3 or turn 2 or whatever it is. I don't know what any of these corners are. Then it throws all the weight over on the left front, and a car can get out from under you real quick, right where we're going through right here.
Spin in front of you, BP.
Yeah, it looks like that's the 65 car. Oh, there he is. He spun coming off the corner. The 65 car driven by Jeff Hill, but Jeff gets it righted. Back in the course he goes.
Very difficult road course at Sears Point, and you would think that the competition will be very close early on, but Craig Rodman has pulled away. The car number 2, the Redding, California driver, he purchased the Victory Circle Race Car Company from Ron Hornaday down in Valencia. He owns that company now. As you're watching the 65 car now getting back on the course, there is Rodman, the Advantage Memory Chevy Monte Carlo. And boy, he's pulled away by about 3 seconds over the second place car of Peterson here in the early laps. 2 laps down, 48 to go as you ride along in the roof cam of our leader, Craig Rodman, in the early going of the Pennzoil 200.
They can make a rough road feel this smooth. They can make the most demanding road feel safer. And right now, Monroe Sensatrack shocks and struts are on sale. Buy 3 and get the 4th one free. That's one safe deal. Buy 3 and get the 4th one free. Only on Monroe Sensatrack, only for a limited time. So go straight to a Monroe Ride Expert Center today or call 1-800-STRUT now.
What you got there, son?
I was just checking out this Home Light electric start gas trimmer.
Electric gas?
Dad, it's a gas trimmer, but with an electric start. So you just push this button.
Let me see.
It's pretty cool.
Feels good.
The electric start gas-powered trimmer from Home Light. So easy to start. You can't wait to get started.
How do you keep track of everything that happens in the world of motor racing? You drive with us. RPM tonight, the ultimate wrap-up of the day that was in the world of motor racing. Monday through Friday at 7 and Sunday at 8, only on ESPN2.
Welcome back to Sears Point. And trouble already for one of the front runners, Brian Germoni, who qualified 4th, was on pit road. They lift up the car. He's got a flat left rear. They try and wedge the jack underneath. They'll replace the shredded left rear tire, pop out the new one. Oh, lose desperate time in the pits. I talked to him just before the race. He was sky high. Now he heads back out. But a long and lot of time to make up. The 99 also heading to pit road with tire problems.
That's Dirk Pease from Denver, Colorado, the Grandma's Frozen Noodles Chevrolet Monte Carlo. And you see Dirk's car on pit road there. He is actually pitting on the inside. There are 2 pit roads. There's one as the normal pit road. There's another partial pit road, so you can get all 42 cars in individual pit stalls. Apparently, he has cut a tire, has a problem looking beneath the rear of the car, so he started back in 40th spot. Tough break for Brian Germoni, who had qualified so well and was running in the top 3. Our leader continues to be the car number 2, Craig Rodman, out of Redding, California. There is Craig as he hustles the car up across turns 3 and 4, the top of the hill. Then they come down across the hill. But Kyle, it's got to be awfully tough not to jump on those brakes, but you carry a lot of momentum going in the corner.
The problem with this racetrack more than any other speedway or any more than any other road course that we run is it's up and down hills. Just like Benny explained, you run uphill through 1, 2, and 3. You run downhill into 3. You run downhill into 4. You're back uphill into 5 and 6. And it's up and down. And what happens is it's tough to adjust your brake bias on the thing. You can get too much front brake. You can get too much rear brake. And it's tough to stay off the brakes, especially when you're running as good as he's running. He's wanting to stretch that lead out a little bit.
Chris Trickle just moved over and let the 95 car of Shepard go by, waved to him, said, go ahead, you're much faster than I am.
Kenny Shepard making his first return to Southwest Tour action, was injured in a horrendous crash last October at Bakersfield. Destroyed his car, has not raced since. And he and some neighbors built this race car. It's his first time back in a Southwest Tour car, having a pretty good run.
We'll see Bobby Line in the 44 car. And there's the points leader, Chris Rodman, the younger brother of our leader, Craig Rodman. The yellow 93 is Chris.
And he makes a move right in front of you, Benny.
Yes, he's on the inside of lines and takes the spot away.
Now, he used some brake right there because he was a little bit behind. He dives in the corner, and he takes the line away. And that's one of the few places that you can pass. There's only 2 or 3 places in a Winston Cup car. Now, these cars, I've never driven these cars. These cars look like they're a lot of fun. But that's one of the few places that you can pass.
And the 93 car, Rodman told me this is his first trip to Sears Point Road Course. And I tell you what, for his first time here, the young man is doing a good job.
Doing an outstanding job. He picked up his first win earlier this year at El Cajon Speedway back on March 30th. He is a rookie, of course, leads the rookie points. He also leads the series points. Well, obviously, he leads rookie points. That's a brilliant statement. Here's the 44 car, Bob Lyon, who set a record at the end of last year, 129. Now, NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour starts. And there's the guy they're chasing, Craig Rodman. We'll let him go. We'll look for the second place car. And Kyle, it's a hike back to Peterson in second spot.
It seems like a long way back, but I tell you what, these guys are running with a clean racetrack right now. There's no traffic, there's no anything. Once they start catching traffic, if they continue to run like this, you can close up that much of a gap in about a half a lap, because that's just, this place is like Darlington. You got to race the racetrack. You can't worry about other cars out there.
There was some concern about tire wear. The driver's saying the tires may be gone in 20 to 25 laps. This isn't an economy tire. It's a Goodyear economy tire to keep the cost down. As you see the Goodyear bridge there, the cars coming beneath it down through the S's. That's actually turns 8, 9, and 10. And Bill Weber, there was a lot of concern by some of the drivers about tires and minimal to no concern from others.
Jerry, it was really strange when you walk through the paddock and talk to these guys, and their concern about tire wear is definitely going to carry over into this race. These cars can only take 2 tires under caution, but if you stop under green, you can change all 4. Some of these guys have decided they're going to run extremely fast early, then try and duck in, get 4 tires under green, get back out, catch a caution, and get to the front of the field. Other guys are content to take 2. But which 2 tires are they going to take? Normally, it's 2 rear tires, but because of tire wear, you could see 2 right side tires go on. It's going to be very interesting, and tire wear and tire strategy should play a big role in deciding the winner of this race.
There we see the 8 car of Ron Peterson, and Cavalli, Bruce Cavalli in the 64 is all over him. Just simply cannot get by. It's difficult to pass, but he may have him now. Up as we go to the 47 car. This is Volstead with a flat right front tire.
That's a famous name, Volstead. Remember Rolla Volstead, the famous Indy car builder? Now Volstead makes it, that's Bruce Volstead, makes it the Viking Industries car back to pit road. Apparently hitting some debris on the racetrack and damaging the right front, so he will have to stop under the green flag. That will cost him some valuable time. 43 laps to go of 50. And here's our leader, Craig Rodman.
Oh, we got a car in the tire barrier, and this just might bring out a caution flag. It would be a real benefit to Jamoni if it should come out, because he is not a lap down.
And that's Eddie Bryans of El Cajon, California, and he has, Kyle, pushed the tires away from the racetrack as another car spins.
As a matter of fact, Chris Trickle has something on the nose of his car. The 70 car was evidently mixed up in that, because we see he's falling back to 8th spot.
Here's the 58 car that spun a moment ago. Let's see if we can find Chris Trickle's car number 7.
There he comes.
Oh, goodness.
I guess that's his nose that's peeled off that car.
Yeah, it's his right side of his nose is peeled over to the left side of his nose right there.
See, that's part of a fiberglass and carbon fiber chassis. See the frame? That's a skeleton beneath the car, but it's not sheet
Chris,
metal.
it looks like your bumper coverage is folded over.
But we still don't have a caution flag, do we?
And now they will waive the caution, Benny. Let's show what happened here a moment ago.
There's a 76 car. Bryans goes in the corner and just can't make it. Looks like the car pushed it right in the tires.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of accidents right here. And one thing about that right there is they have to throw a caution to get that car off the racetrack right there, because that's a dangerous place to be sitting.
Well, Craig Rodman had a 5.5-second lead. That all goes out the windows. We have caution for the first time today here in the wine country at Sears Point. Be right back.
He told me he needed more space. Uh-oh. Said he needs to feel more power and control in his life. Well, what's he want to do? He wants a Cadillac DeVille.
Now DeVille is better than ever because now it has the North Star system. And now you can lease a DeVille for just $469 a month with $26.75 down. Nothing else feels like DeVille from Cadillac. See your Cadillac dealer today.
Quality service for your car or truck?
Come on. You can count on us. Come on.
Green Valley Ford Mazda delivers expert service and quick turnaround at the right price. Example, expert tune-up start at only $59.95. A lube oil and filter change is just $17.95. And complete brake work starts at only $99.95. Quality service you can count on. We're Green Valley Ford Mazda in Fairfield.
You can count on us.
To keep you running smooth.
Sonoma, California, Sears Point Raceway, and our speed roll coverage of the Pennzoil 200 under caution due to a spin a moment ago by the car number 76, Eddie Bryans. Now, while Bryans was off the course, we had trouble with one of our early contenders. Look at the car number 70 here, Chris Trickle.
Chris gets to the outside here. Now he's on the ripple strips, or on this painted thing. As you watch it, this is up. This is up under his car. This is probably hitting the cross member, hitting up under the thing that's dragging the nose. A little bit later, the right front of his nose is wrapped around to the left front. It just broke everything loose.
And Benny, he made a pit stop, and the good part about the pit stop is you don't lose a lap here.
Well, that's exactly right. He was able to come in and bring that nose back around, tape it on, change right side tires, and now he's just at the end of the line, but he'll be, when they throw the green flag, all he's got to do is pass about 35, 40 cars, no problem.
38 cars on the lead lap. Now this did help Flying Brian Germoni, the car number 5. Here the spotters telling him the green is waving, and Craig Rodman leads him up the field. Lap number 11 of 50. Rodman the leader, Peterson in second spot.
Oh, we got a little contact there between Doug McCown and 34. Michael Alsop in 61. This is a Bico Radiator in-car from Jim Engelbrand as he follows Alsop down the hill towards turn 4. And to the right. Oh, and Alsop almost missed the corner, didn't he, Kyle?
Yeah, but if you noticed, he was to the inside. He was protecting that line to keep his position. These guys are trying to get sorted out so they can find the racetrack again. This is the carousel. They sweep through the carousel. You'll see 100 different lines through the carousel. Some people run down here in the dirt. Some people run all the way out to the outside, wherever their car works best.
Jim Engelbrand started 16th. We told you he had trouble on the very halfway through his qualifying lap. He broke a rocker arm. His car was one of the quickest in practice. He has now moved all the way up to 11th spot. And the leaders now working their way down through the S's. A couple of cars shuffling off of turn 7.
That's a good word for it, shuffling. These guys are flying. That's what they're doing. There's Peterson at 21. 95 of Shepard. Tell you what, Kyle, that's just unusual. It's just not right to be turning these race cars right, is it?
No, it's not at all. These cars don't. These cars were spin down here, and I guess this is turn.
Right in front of me, John Walsh comes in the corner, a little bit of a nudge from the rear, and around he goes. He's waiting for the field to go by, and he will hopefully start this thing up and continue on.
Benny John was second in rookie points. This is the car that Ron Hornaday sat on the pole with and won this race a year ago. They bought this car from Hornaday out in Tucson when Hornaday ran the season opener during winter heat and finished 5th. Hornaday said, I'll sell you the race car because I'm going to concentrate on the truck series.
Oh, the 10 car having some problems around. He goes, Vic Rice, but he gets it back under control.
Right behind him is the car number 4. It's made a quick entry on the pit road a little bit ago. Tom Hubert out of Mooresville, North Carolina.
I'm going to have to give Hubert a call here. He started about 24th or 25th, worked his way up to about 13th or 14th. He pitted early and went all the way to the back, all the way to 41st, and now he's back up to 24th or 25th again, worked his way back. He's the guy that built the first Pontiac Grand Prix that we're racing right now. There's a spin. Somebody just run out through the woods there.
The car has been very slow, Kyle, and he just was trying to get out of the way and got off in the dirt and just simply stayed out there. I don't know if it's going to bring out the caution flag or not. Hopefully it will not. It was the 85 car, and I guess he still has it going. The 85 is Mac McGarry.
Mac McGarry sliding off in the grassy apron. Not much room for error in the carousel. And the 19 car way up on the barrier, Benny. That's not exactly where you want to end up.
Man, what kind of shot is this?
That's Tony Toast.
Kyle, you don't want to end up. How in the world did he get in that position?
I don't have a clue how he got there. That's a position you don't want to be in ever on any racetrack in the world. He's up on the tires. This has got to be a caution here.
As a matter of fact, Michael also just came down pit road, and hopefully he will get. He's trying to drive off that thing. There's also, if we see something wrong inside the car, they've jumped inside the car working.
Brand new race car for Michael Alsop, and just got this car. Had it delivered to him. It's a Port City car. Take a look at what happened to one of our rookies, Tony Toast from Pismo Beach.
Well, that's coming off turn 7.
He just drove up and got up into the tires there, and they just rolled him up on it. I can't believe he cranked the thing a minute ago and tried to drive it off.
There's John Walsh a moment ago. We talked about when he spun in front of me. I'm right behind that Fram sign. But John lets all the field go by and continues on.
Now the 10 car got off before that even. Watch him as he's up. This is how it started with the car number 10. That's Vic Rice.
Well, these cars get together and then he's there. He didn't get off as much as he was forced off.
Now Vic decides to run.
There's where he run up on somebody.
He runs over to the local Jaguar dealer in San Francisco. That's Bruce Cavalli. Won't be buying a Jaguar anytime soon.
I'm told the shifter came loose on the 61 car also, is why he made his unscheduled pit stop.
And here is the tire barrier for the car number 19. Tony Toast. Well, they love coming to the wine country, but they don't want to wind up on the tires in turn 7 like Tony Toast. Back with more from Sears Point in a moment.
When the Hendrick team switched to Quaker State this year, I was talking with my crew chief about it, and he said they ran through all these tests, and the stuff beats all their standards. So I said, but don't forget, we won 8 races with last year's oil. And he said, yeah, but don't you forget, we also lost 24. Tough crowd. Thank God.
Quaker State exceeds the highest standards for engine protection.
Look for the Quaker State 360 rebate during National Car Care Days, plus additional savings from these manufacturers at participating retailers.
Throw the Suzuki Katana 600 at a few of your favorite curves. You'll like how it feels, how it looks, and how much fun it is to ride. Pretty soon, you'll realize that life will never be the same. The Suzuki Katana.
Yeah. To protect your engine, remember, pure oil now, pure oil later.
Pure oil later.
Track Facts are brought to you by Quaker State, the motor oil that exceeds the highest standards for engine protection.
These Southwest Tour cars are running on Goodyear bias ply tires today, different from the radials that are running the Winston Cup Series. Now, you'll hear a Winston Cup driver call in and say, I want a pound more air pressure or a pound less. Not so the story here. They want to keep the air pressure in these tires consistent. So they use a bleeder valve, because when this tire heats up, the pressure will increase. This will bleed off that extra pressure. So if it's 30 pounds when it starts, it should be 30 pounds when it comes back in. Bleeds off the pressure. That keeps the car consistent, and you avoid a handling problem. Here's something that could create a handling problem. This is the shifter out of Michael Alsop's car. He broke it when he was shifting into 4th gear. He was stuck in 4th gear. They cut this out, gave it to me. They didn't know how they were going to fix it. He's been back in, now he's back out on the track. But you need one of these here at Sears Point, don't you, Kyle?
Yeah, you definitely need one of those. Definitely, Bill. I saw Kenny Schrader, the only person I've ever seen run here without one. Kenny Schrader used vice grips one day and still finished in the top 10.
Did a heck of a job with a pair of vice grips. We showed him, just had a little bit of a nub he was hanging on to shift the car. Craig Rodman, our leader, 14 laps into this race, 50 make up the 200-kilometer event, the Pennzoil 2. Glad to have you with us. Bill Weber, Benny Parsons, Kyle Petty, yours truly, Jerry Punch.
Whoa! Oh, my goodness. Was that?
Boy, that was Peterson, our pole sitter, who went careening up into turn 2, almost head on. The car spun backwards into the tire barrier. Reminiscent of the horrendous crash that Richard Petty had a couple of, about, like, what, 3 or 4 years ago.
It was 90 or 91. There is another one. It was 90 or 91. He came through there and spun the same way. He turned around and hit head on. It was,
how did Kenny Peterson get there?
Well, that's the 21 car was Peterson. Watch Shepard. There's Shepard behind. There's Peterson there. His car goes backwards now. Kenny Shepard's car, the 95 car, is also, that's the blue car behind the white 21.
And wow, look at Peterson as he goes in and threw those tires up the hill. But Kenny Shepard was running 3rd and 4th, and he's off the track somewhere around here.
That's turn 1 as they go up the hill. There is Kenny Shepard's car. Boy, what a break for Kenny Shepard. Injured last October. I told you he had the horrendous crash at Bakersfield. His guys in the neighborhood got together. They built this race car. It's his first race back, and he ends up behind the tire barrier. Here is Kenny Peterson, 88 Rookie of the Year in the Southwest Tour, the 1991 winner, and what a wild ride he took.
the 21 car just got a little loose and got in. There was no place to go. The 95, you're racing right there, and he got into
I'll come back down the hill. See you in a bit. Forward.
Meanwhile, the race still continues, and right now we have a Rodman race. Craig Rodman is the leader. There he is, the 2 car, and there's Chris in the yellow 93. There's Bob Lyon in 44 will be running 3rd, and Doug McCowan in 34 will be our 4th place vehicle.
Show you the car number 95 that actually struck our robotic camera. Now watch, coming right towards you, the 95 car of Kenny Shepard, right at our robotic camera. Wow.
Wow.
That's why we don't have someone standing there to operate, although we got some guys that probably would love to stand there and operate a camera. Not after seeing that, they wouldn't.
Not after seeing that. I tell you what, you just saw 2 cars go off and get into the tire barrier, and the tire barrier did exactly what it was supposed to do. It slows the car down. You saw the 95 car. He's on the back side of the tire barrier. That's why they had to throw in a caution. He's out of the way. These cars are out of harm's way. On road courses, they don't necessarily throw cautions every time something happens.
Boy, there's Kenny Shepard. 32-year-old driver, Merced, California. As you see the leaders come by, the first 2 of the Rodman brothers have gone by. This is a battle for 3rd spot. Bob Lyon trying to hang off or hold off the car 34 of Doug McCown. And Benny, right behind them is a 12 car. What a run Kenny Hendrick has made.
Yes, he is. Kenny Hendrick moved over to Charlotte. He's from California originally, but he moved over to the Charlotte area a few years ago, but he has some damage to the right front. We see the right front fender waving on Kenny Hendrick's car. And there's a 77 car, Dennis Dyer. He's sponsored by the Save Mart Supermarket folks that are going to sponsor the race tomorrow. And here we see McCowan trying to get on the inside of Lyon.
That's for 3rd spot as they head up the hill, turns 1A. And that's turn 2 now. That's back to right-hander. It will come back to the left again up to turn 3. The 44 car, Bob Lyon. Qualified fifth, 33 years of age, making his 136th start. Every time he starts a race, he sets a record. He broke the record set by Ron Hornaday. Let's check in with Bill Weber on. You saw that shifter a moment ago. That was off the 61 car of also. Bill, what are they doing?
Well, Jerry, he did one lap with a pair of vice grips. Then he came back onto pit road. They borrowed a shifter from another team, put it in there, and sent him back out on the track. But the one thing about this is the guy that welded that shifter in there is the driver, Michael also. His crew told me that's why the driver shouldn't work on the car.
Well, Kyle, that's your excuse, isn't it?
Hey, I'm going to give this driver something. He worked on it and it got to the racetrack. If I had to work on it, it'd never get to the racetrack.
And those are the words of Kyle Petty, who kindly agreed to join us here in the booth today as you're enjoying Southwest Tour action. NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour. It is their 7th stop on the 19-event $1 million series. There's Craig Rodman, who was our leader. He qualified second, took the lead on the first lap, and he is our leader. The Advantage Memory Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Young man showing the way here after 17 of 50 laps.
When the Hendrick team switched to Quaker State this year, I was talking with my crew chief about it, and he said they ran through all these tests, and the stuff beats all their standards. So I said, but don't forget, we won 8 races with last year's oil. And he said, yeah, but don't you forget, we also lost 24. Tough crowd. Thank God.
Quaker State exceeds the highest standards for engine protection.
Look for the Quaker State 360 rebate during National Car Care Days, plus additional savings from these manufacturers at participating retailers.
He told me he needed more space. Uh-oh. Said he needs to feel more power and control in his life. Oh, what's he want to do? He wants a Cadillac DeVille.
Now DeVille is better than ever because now it has the North Star system. And now you can lease a DeVille for just $469 a month with $26.75 down. Nothing else feels like DeVille from Cadillac. See your Cadillac dealer today.
Before music video, there was one road to stardom, American Bandstand. Now it's back on VH1. It was a Saturday afternoon ritual. Now VH1's got Bandstand every day in '96. See a little ambition go a long way.
What are your dreams? What's left?
To rule the world.
And see some great music. VH1's Best of American Bandstand.
McGrath wraps up another win. Turning to NASCAR, the racing world is reeling from the announcement that legendary driver Speed Racer will soon be joining the NASCAR circuit.
Speed's going to find out. It's not a kiddie show out there.
I'll tell you one thing, he's got the car, that's for sure.
It's tough, I'll tell you. You beat him, how are you going to face your kids?
Oh, Speed's a hero, man. I just hope he signs my lunchbox.
Go Speed Racer! Go Speed Racer! Go Speed Racer! Go!
And pit stops are beginning here at Sears Point. Brian Germoni, who had a problem earlier in the race, is in. They're going to change at least 3 tires and probably change all 4 now as he sits on pit road. What these guys are going to do are going to gamble. They're going to come in now, get 4 tires and enough fuel to go the distance, then hope that they catch a yellow. The rest of the field will have to come in and pit, and they can catch up and get back up into the lead. Right now, the leaders are approaching pit road, so this strategy may not work out very well for Germoni. He was here a long time. Now he refires and exits pit road.
As a matter of fact, Bill, it did not work out because he, in fact, was lapped by both the Rodman brothers as he was sitting on pit road. So it's good strategy as long as you can stay on the same lap as the leader.
He was being shown in 15th position on the lead lap, but that pit stop cost him. This is Craig Rodman, our leader, the Advantage Memory Chevrolet Monte Carlo. 4-second interval over his younger brother, Chris. And while we were away a moment ago, take a look at some of the action just a second ago on the racetrack. The 85 car, Kyle, he tries to hang on.
These cars, when you're coming out of there, you're coming out under power. Car gets away one way, you think you got it back the other way, you're still in the gas, you never want to check up, and you're around.
And just prior to that, take a look at what happened to the car 23 of Terry McCarthy out of Mountain View, California. His old Cutlass gets off the course. That's up in what, turn 3 or 4?
In between turns 4 and 5, right along in there.
And the 72 car, Randy Laskowski, 89 Rookie of the Year. He gets a a mishandling car and gets it stopped before he gets to the tire barrier. Now he's made his way back to pit road where they're going to change the rear tires. You heard Bill Weber say that under caution, you're only allowed 2 tire change.
And the leader's coming in. The leader is coming toward pit road, Jerry.
28 laps, 35 miles an hour as Craig Rodman is headed toward you, Bill Weber.
And this was their strategy since they got to the racetrack. This will be a 4-tire change under green, and they'll hope they catch a break later on. Rodman creeping down pit road at 35 miles an hour, as Jerry mentioned, finds his pit stall number 7 and pulls his Advantage memory car into the pit. And the crew goes around to work on the right side. They shove the fuel in the back. These guys do not make a lot of pit stops. His brother Chris Rodman also on pit road now under green flag conditions. 1 tire rolls away from the 2 car, chased down by a NASCAR inspector. Working on the right side. Car fell off the jack. A 93 car, they're working to get it back up. Now they swing around to the left side while Rodman sits in the 2 car. This is the 4-tire change. They'll get in every ounce of fuel they can to make sure he'll have enough to go the distance. They're working on the front left and the rear left tire. 93 car still working on the right side. Over 35 seconds now. Remember, a lap here, about a minute and 40 seconds.
Right, guys.
The 2 cars down, and now we'll slowly leave pit road. The 46 seconds. Wow, the 93 car still sits on pit road, and they put on the left side tires. So very long pit stops, but these guys have rolled the dice. Englebright also on pit road. Now he returns to the track.
And car number 11 is spun up in turn 2. That is Dan Wade out of Redding, California, while those pit stops are going on. Now, Doug McCown apparently just changed 2 tires. His car was down and away very quickly while you were watching Craig Rodman's pit stop a moment ago. Here's what happened up in turn 2 to the car number 11.
Just a little.
Little help, Kyle?
Just a little help right there. But that's one of those things. That's one of the corners you can pass in, and you get frustrated. You follow somebody for so long, you got to take a shot at him.
77 car was being shown as a leader. Dennis Dyer, he's part of the Palmdale Posse. Some of the drivers who regularly run the Southwest Tour. And Bill Weber, the same Martin Chevy, is coming towards you.
And again, 35 miles an hour down pit road. He's pitted near pit out. His crew waving their arms. And Dennis Dyer finds his pit stall, and his crew swings around to the right side and the left side. Now they're going to change rear tires only on the 77 Chevrolet. So this is another strategy. As we talked about earlier, a lot of different tire strategy here. Changing only rear tires. Fuel is already in. They clean off the windshield. Now they jam a little more fuel in. 20 seconds gone by, cleaning the windshield, making sure they get in all the fuel they can. They do, and Dyer's away in 24.3 seconds. So you've seen how a couple of teams are going to roll the dice here at Sears Point today.
Car 77 stays on the lead lap. One of 26 cars still on the lead lap. And by the way, with the Rodmans pitting, the car number 5 of Brian Germoni gets back on the lead lap. Now, though he is in 26th position, the final car being shown with the leaders. And there's Brian Germoni's in-car. Starting fourth, the Kofor Corporation, the service industry. Sponsoring that car, they are computer chip packaging service.
You know, we've seen 2 different pit strategies here. You see the 4 tires stop under green, and we've seen the 2 tires stop. And I'm going to tell you something. You know, 20, 25 seconds is some of these pit stops, this differential between one and the other. That's a big difference on this racetrack.
Here's our 4th place car, Jim Englebright, the Beco Radiator sponsored car. That's a lap car number 11, the car that spun just a moment ago right in front of him. That's Dan Waite.
As we watch this, Jerry, I think our leader, Kenny Hendrick, has made his entry on the pit road as Englebright gets on the inside of Waite and takes his Beco Radiator away. There we see Hendrick coming down pit road, as Bill Weber says, 35 miles per hour. Brings his car to a stop.
Kenny Hendrick, his only Southwest Tour start this year coming today. And Bill Weber is right in front of you.
And he's got some right side damage on the right front fender. They're changing right side tires right now. We'll have to wait and see if they decide to make 4 tires here. They will. This will be a 4 tire change on the 12 car. So 20 seconds have gone by already. Remember, a lap here, a minute 40. Still under green flag conditions. Need to get enough fuel in there to go the rest of the way. That should not be a problem. They're going to tape down the right front fender. Well, they changed the left side tires. They've got all the fuel in. They dropped the car. He stalls it. 35.8, but he stalled it. Kenny trying to get it refired. The crew pushing him down pit road. Still pushing. He's got it fired and finally pulls away.
So finally, Kenny Hendrick, who was being shown as a leader, driving for Alvin Beebe here. The car engined by Don Phelps. Kenny Hendrick lives back east, works for Joe Bessie in a Busch Grand National shop. Hope you're enjoying the day. Back with more in Sonoma in a moment.
It's 400 miles of rocky, rutted trails with enough bumps and jumps to shake a truck to pieces. But if you think an endurance race through the Arizona desert is a real torture test for a truck, just imagine what it can do to a battery. That's why Parker 400 winners Dan Smith and Dave Ashley chose a battery they could depend on to go the distance. The Duralast battery. The same Duralast you can depend on for your car, because it's the one we stock at AutoZone. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
When people hear the Hendrick Motorsports team switched to Quaker State this year, they'll probably think Quaker State wrote us a big check. Well, that's not how it happened. First, it had to pass our camshaft test. Then it had to pass our dyno test. Then it had to pass a track test. Then they wrote us the big check.
Quaker State exceeds the highest standards for engine protection.
Look for the Quaker State 360 rebate during National Car Care Days, plus additional savings from these manufacturers at participating retailers.
See bike. Want bike. Buy bike. Get free helmet. Right now, during Suzuki Fest Summer, when you buy a sleek, responsive Katana 600 or 750, you get a hot Katana helmet totally free. Wow! You can also get some incredible deals, like 0 down, low monthly payments, or low APR financing. So come on into your participating Suzuki dealer. Get a hot new Katana, a great deal, and a free helmet to hide that silly grin.
Later on SportsCenter, a close one at Churchill Downs. All the action on the baseball diamond, and the Sonics try to shatter Houston's dream as the NBA's second round begins. I'm Jason Jackson for Larry Beal. Join us for SportsCenter at 11:30 Pacific.
Caution for the third time today here at Sears Point Raceway in Sonoma, California. They removed the car number 76 from the race course. Eddie Bryans of El Cajon, California's car had to be removed from the course. Concerned about possibly being in the way of other cars. After 29 laps, our leader is Doug McCowan. Car number 34, who made a pit stop earlier, apparently only changed 2 tires, while the Rodmans, Chris and Craig, changed all 4. And here's the car number 5 in the pits again. That is the Kofor-sponsored car number 5 of Flying Brian Germoni. And apparently a brake problem. Germoni's had so many good runs. He's had the best runs and the worst finishes this racetrack. Kyle, that happens fairly often in a road course. You can have a great run, but a terrible finish.
Yeah, he must have some serious brake problems. They had the bleeder valve laying there, so they must have had some air or something in it, so they bled it and put new fluid in.
Well, maybe he managed to leave pit road and stay on the lead lap. Now he has to go all the way around this 2.5-2-mile road course to catch the pack.
But the pack is going to be giving the green flag as soon as they get to you, Jerry Punch.
Indeed, Benny, that's a very good point. They come right around the curve there in front of Benny Parsons and head up for turn 12. Let's listen for the spotter.
Green's out, green's out, green's out.
Doug McCown spotter telling him restart. Lap 31, 29 to go. Crafton driving for his injured father, Danny. Matt just 19 years of age. No caution yet. Now Crafton's car is buried in that tire wall. Here is Brian Germoni, who is on the lead lap, and Calvis could help Germoni if they get a caution flag.
Yeah, and where the other car is sitting, there's somebody else going. And where the car is sitting, where the 46 car is sitting, they'll have to throw a caution, because as you see the cars come up right here, this is a bad place to be.
And into the tires he goes.
And Germoni's off the course. There's getting back on the little agricultural racing for Flying Brian. And
that looks like it's up in turn 7. And boy, does he put down a cloud of dust for the other fellas that's coming through there.
Benny, a flat right front tire. And here come the leaders up in turn 7, where all the dirt was a moment ago, where Germoni went off trying to hustle his race car.
That's Craig Rodman, the black number 2. Jim Engelbreit in the black number 20. There we see Germoni as he goes in the corner, and there's where you ended up in Ned's lap, wasn't he, Kyle?
Yeah, Ned's sitting right over here to the right. He won't quite make it to Ned, but that's, he's so far out in there now. It's incredible that he got out of there.
He keeps right on plowing and got that Chevy in gear, and Flying Brian mows his way back to the track. That cost him a lot of time. And yes, as Kyle said a moment ago, the caution would have to come out, and indeed it has, for the 4th time today. Well, it will not help Brian Germoni. There is the youngster, Matt Crafton, climbing out of the car number 46.
And Chris Trickle has plowed into the tire barrier down in turn. Oh, now he backs up and away he goes.
Oh, you miss that turn at 11. You end up in the Jumbo Shrimp over there in the hospitality suite area. So that's Chris Trickle, who qualified 3rd, finished 3rd in rookie points.
Busted up, but it's staying on.
There it is. Boom. But he hit a ton.
He did hit it pretty good. Evidently, those tires are fairly soft because as he drove away, it didn't look like a lot of damage to the car.
Well, that's what started it right here. Here's Flying Brian on pit road, the car number 5. And Roger Bracken's the crew chief of Flying Brian will take a look at the car, talk to the NASCAR officials, and we'll take a break as we're under caution for the 4th time today here in the picturesque wine country. Be right back. Stay with us.
You want to know how to choose a motor oil? Take a ride to your local garage and see what the mechanic puts into his own car. Fact is, of all the brands of motor oil, more ASE certified master technicians choose Valvoline for use in their own cars and trucks. So before you buy a motor oil for your car, know the one more top mechanics put into theirs. Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics.
Come play the new Valvoline racing game on the net.
Enter the Performance Zone with Splitfire Performance V spark plugs.
You hit your passing gear, you're gone.
Experts say Splitfire Performance V spark plugs mean more horsepower and better mileage.
The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Enter the Performance Zone only with Splitfire Performance Vs, guaranteed. And now get triple platinum performance for the life of your car. New Splitfire 3 spark plugs.
Get a grip on it. Tools that built the USA. Get a grip on it. Then you can be your best today. Yeah. When you grip on it.
When you need a grip on life's little challenges, get a grip on Channel Lock.
Back at Sonoma, California, Sears Point Raceway, we are lap 34 in the Pennzoil 200, still under caution for the 4th time today. The youngster, 19-year-old Matt Crafton, getting his car into the tire barrier, subbing for his injured dad, Danny Crafton. But earlier, we had a wild ride, and you got an up-close camera view of it. From our robotic camera, take a look at this car coming up, Kenny Shepard. And that's what happened to the camera and the car, but the driver is now standing with Bill Weber.
Kenny, we need you to go to the TV compound. We have a bill for you.
Yeah, I figured that. I saw that camera coming up in a hurry, but I just couldn't get turned and ran it right over. You know, went up the hill, and Kenny Peterson, I don't know what happened. He got a little loose and saved it, and then got loose, and by that time he backed right up to Chris Rodman, and I got in the back end of him, and that broke the steering, and pretty much was going to end our day anyway, but I got over the top of that hill, and that car wouldn't turn, and I ran the tires over, wiped your camera. Sorry about that.
That's what they call TV time.
Yeah, that's a hard way to get it, but, you know, for Gary Johnson, the guys at Fluidine, Golden West Trailers, Manitowoc Ice Machines, we'll take it any way we can get it.
Well, he's done, but the camera still works.
Nice young man, Kenny Shepard. We're back to Green Flag Racing, lap 36, and they scramble him out 3 wide. Doug McCown, the 34 car, is our leader. 77 running in second spot, Dennis Dyer. Then comes Craig Rodman.
Now we see the 48 car, Sean Monroe, the 27 car. And the 27 car gets loose and around. He almost goes around. He saves it. That's Kim Bailey. And Monroe goes to the head of the class.
The 27 car started 33rd and now being shown in the top 10.
But he's working his way back to 33rd, Jerry, because evidently there's something wrong with the car as we're watching the car go very slowly through the carousel.
What a tough break for the young man in the car. Very, very slow on the racetrack now, coming down through turns 4 and 5.
And there goes Rodman on the outside of Dyer.
Power off. Clear.
That's where second spot.
Oh, man, looks good.
Rodman gets by Dyer. And now you're riding along. That's the roof cam on Jim Englebright's Beco radiator machine. That's the 4th place car.
Car links on 3rd.
Look at Rodman, Kyle, closing on the 34 of McCown.
He is incredible. I mean, he is making time in places you're not supposed to be making time. And he closed up on that 3rd place car, passed him on the outside at the far end of the racetrack, and that's not a pass that anybody makes. Here he is, he's working him.
There.
And all he's got to do is pressure these guys, make them make a mistake, and he's there.
And the 20, Englebright, goes by the 77. Vinny, that happened right in front of you.
They're coming up the hill, clear.
Got position going to turn 11, took the spot away. But meanwhile, Rodman, heavy pressure on him. And the 12 car, Kenny Hendrick, has hit the wall at the entrance to turn 11. He takes the window net down and is not going to try to move the car.
Well, heavy contact by 26-year-old Kenny Hendrick out of Huntersville, North Carolina. Boy, he is frustrated, disgusted. The Ultra Shield machine, Chevrolet Lumina. Here come the leaders, though.
Still, Doug, clear.
As McCown still trying to hold off Rodman, who qualified second and led from the first lap and was just pulling away. But McCown, watch the 34, Kyle, just using up those tires.
The 2 cars using up his tires, too. The 34, as you recall, come in and changed 2 tires.
You'll make it.
And the leader, or the guy running second, he changed 4.
Good point, Kyle. The 34 only changed 2 tires. Rodman stayed on pit road and changed 4, so he has 2 fresher tires. And that's the 34 car he's chasing. Right behind him is the 3rd place car, Jim Englebright, runner-up in the points last year. Here's a car number 28, John Walsh, who finished second in the rookie points in 95. This is the car that won here last year, Ron Hornaday's car.
Be smooth. He's struggling to keep in front of you, so just run a smooth pace.
Benny, a battle for the lead right in front of you.
And Rodman tried his best, get on the inside, could not do it. McCown slips as he comes off the corner, but Rodman was not there to take advantage of it.
Here's the 28 car just a moment ago, Kyle, as he was slipping off the course.
These guys they know there's only 10 or 15 laps to go. These guys are trying to make as much out of it as nothing as they can, and they're just overdriving these things.
13 laps to go here as laps are winding down in the Pennzoil 200. Can Doug McCown hold on? Craig Rodman is on a charge. Back in a moment.
What do you get when you cross a high-quality conventional motor oil with an advanced formula synthetic? A revolutionary oil that protects better than regular oils, yet costs less than full synthetics. DuraBlend from Valvoline. Valvoline's the #1 choice of top mechanics.
At AutoZone, most of our customers are folks who like to work on their cars themselves. But the ones who come in most often are those who work on cars for a living. Guys like Ed Graven. Now, Ed's garage is in Ogden, Utah, where most of the time you'll find him pulling an engine or sliding under a car. And just about every day, he drives past a half-dozen other parts stores on his way to AutoZone. Because Ed knows that when it comes to getting the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
To protect your engine, remember, pure oil now, pure oil later.
Pure oil later.
If more top mechanics use one motor oil over any other brand in their own cars and trucks, maybe it's time you changed your oil. Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics.
Back at Sears Point Raceway, exciting 2.52-mile road course, and the laps are winding down. You're riding along. That was the roof cam of our 3rd place car, the Beco radiator machine. Little defensive driving, but Kyle, that's part of it.
That's exactly right. That's part of it. But, you know, Rodman, all he's got to do is run there and wait till the 34 makes a mistake. He doesn't need to be using up his tires and using up his equipment, because right there on his bumper is a position too. He's got to hold this guy back and be able to take the position in front of him all at the same time. So he's in the worst position. He's got to look out the windshield and look in the mirror all at the same time.
Caution on the speedway.
Yellow flag.
Yellow's out, Doug. Yellow's out.
Apparently that 12 car a moment ago you saw Kenny Hendricks' car that had punched the wall there entering turn 11. And that will bring out the caution flag. With 13, it'll make it 12 laps to go this time by.
We see Engelbrandt drive on the outside of
Engelbrandt must not have gotten the message, apparently.
Yellow's out.
I don't know what the ruling is on Southwest Tour if they're... I would think that Engelbrandt will go back behind Rodman because the caution flag was coming out.
Yeah, Benny, I don't think they allow him to race back to the caution flag. We'll check with Mike Verlotti, the Southwest Tour director, and see what the ruling will be. But we'll take a quick break as we're under caution for the 5th time today with Doug McCown, our leader.
With the best game in town, premium cable TV. HBO's a world of fun with today's top box office hits and championship boxing. Showtime keeps the ball rolling with big, bold movies plus high-voltage boxing. With Cinemax, you'll win big. A different kind of movie every night and a premiere every Friday. You'll score with the movie channel when you're looking for non-stop movie hits round the clock. So if you want the best game in town, call now and get the ball rolling.
Is your money working for you? It will when you buy from Mike Kerr and Lincoln Mercury in Vallejo. Take advantage of no money down and no payments till June. It's unheard of. A new 95 Lincoln Continental loaded with your favorite features for only $29,995. You save over $11,000. Incredible? You bet. Hit the road in a new 95 Lincoln Mark 8 with all this and more. Mike's price just $27,777. You save over $8,000. No money down and no payments till June. It's the Mike Curran way. Mike Curran, Lincoln Mercury, Vallejo.
At Sears Point Raceway under caution for the 5th time today due to a car number 12. That one right there sitting on the racetrack. That's Kenny Hendricks' car. That needs to be removed before these final 10 laps or so can be run. Lots of racing action to come your way. We'll crank it up at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. NASCAR today. We'll update Bill Elliott's condition, Ricky Craven, and what's happening on the Winston Cup Tour. Then we'll have our live flag-to-flag coverage as Terry Labonte will lead them down for the green flag at 4 p.m. Eastern. The Save Mart Supermarkets 300. Let's check in the pits with Bill Weber.
And Craig Rodman's got a good chance to win this race today. A strategic 4-tire pit stop running well here on the racetrack. They changed the camber of the right front tire before the race began. He spent 90 minutes talking to Winston Cup crew chief Troy Selberg about setting up the car and how to get around that track. But here might be his biggest incentive. Right here, the owner of this car, Dave Reed, has put up $5,000 to the crew of the number 2 car, that's Craig's car, if they win the 200 race here today. Craig said that's no pressure because if he doesn't, he's going to have to reach into his pockets himself. So is Dave Reed putting up $5 grand if Craig can come home and reward the crew today. That's a little bit of incentive, don't you think, Kyle Petty?
That's a lot of incentive right there. I tell you what, I'd love to be on that crew right now. I might get in there and try to join them.
Take a look at our AutoZone race recap. Our leader is 38-year-old Doug McCown. Has led 12 of 38 laps. There have been 7 lead changes, 5 cautions for 14 laps. The average speed 63 and change miles per hour. Our lap leaders, Craig Rodman, led from the start. Lap 21, Doug McCown. 12 laps, Ron Peterson and Kenny Hendrick, who just wrecked a moment ago and brought out the caution, led a lap. On the race, thus far, Bruce Falston, Danny Siebert, Bruce Cavalli, Mark Wilson, Ron Peterson. And joining that group and out of race, Frank Moronsky and Dan Waite. Still working the 5th caution flag of the day here. It's a beautiful afternoon. No, not a day for ducks. The sun is shining in Sonoma. Back in a moment.
To get the most out of this Indy car, Patrick Racing put Scott Pruitt behind the wheel. They built a team that could get it in and out of the pits in the blink of an eye. And they chose a battery they can depend on to get it started. The Duralast battery from AutoZone. The same Duralast you can depend on to start your car. So don't settle for anything less. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
Maybe it's because their frames are welded instead of bolted. Or because their decks are stamped from a single piece of steel. Or maybe it's the fact that they have the highest resale value in the industry.
Oh, hey, I always wanted one of these. Thanks,
But the truth is, when people are asked what kind of lawn tractor they'd like as a gift,
Happy birthday, Dad.
most say the same thing.
At the conclusion of our NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour event, Sports Center coming your way. Hosted by Larry Baum and Jason Jackson. All the sports news around the country. Updates on what's happening in the hockey playoffs, motorsports results, and of course, the Derby. Kentucky Derby run today here in Tennessee. Or in Kentucky. That's why they call it the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, it wouldn't be in Tennessee.
No, that wouldn't. That would have to change the name.
That's exactly right.
Okay. We're getting set for a restart. That's Kyle Petty, by the way. I'm not going to tell you who I am after making that one. Our leader, Doug McCown, trying to hold off Craig Rodman.
Go. Green's out.
Spotters telling him to bury your right foot in the throttle. Lap 41, 9 to go. McCown, a three-time winner in Southwest Tour competition. All three of those wins coming in 1994. Rodman, the car number 2, with the only two-time winner this year. He is second in the points, right on the bumper. Right in the bumper, I should say.
And it might work, but looks like McCown's going to slip. And here comes Rodman trying to get to the inside. Can't quite make it. Up over the carousel.
Don't overdrive it. Good.
Spotter said, don't overdrive. Don't heat those tires up. Keep them as fresh as you can because, as we said, Craig Rodman changed those front tires. He's going to try McCown on the outside in
drive him in if you have to.
And there's Engelbright, the 20 car, trying to take it down. Rodman slams the door. That's Engelbright's roof cam you're riding along there. Jim Engelbright out of Fairfield, California. And the crew's watching the huge Diamond Vision screens that are showing them our closed circuit coverage around the road course. McCown the leader. Rodman in second. Engelbright third as they head through the S's for Benny Parsons.
That's turn 10. Now they will charge down turn 11. And who has the best brakes? McCown on the brakes hard, smoking the right front. Rodman trying to get on the inside and accelerate. He gets on the inside when he accelerated. He could not get the momentum to get by McCown. And McCown
you're clear.
Road course racing is a compromise. You might give up one part of the racetrack to run fast on another part. Rodman is really fast up on the top part of the racetrack. He makes better time through the top part than McCown does. But where it comes places to pass, McCown is better.
Obviously, Engelbright got up on the strips and got that right side up in the ground. Turn 4, down the hill.
Clear.
The loop to the right, turn 5, and we see the right front on the 2 car of Rodman smoke as he goes into turn 5. This is turn 6, the carousel, the left-hander going back up the hill, and we're going to try to see it pass in turn 7 this time, Kyle Petty.
Yeah, he can get position on him through the carousel. He's better through the carousel. Rodman's better through the carousel. And McCown drives that thing off into this final turn down here and smokes the brakes and just keeps it in between the ditches and drives off from him up to this part of the racetrack.
And that's basically what he's doing, keeping it between the ditches, or the guardrails in this case.
Well, McCown is doing a heck of a job. That's the car you're looking at from the roof cam of, that's the Advantage memory roof cam for Craig Rodman, the car number 2. Right behind him, Jim Engelbright said, hey, go ahead, you two guys battle. You guys battle it out. I'll sit back here and watch and wait for you two guys to bump, and I'll win this thing.
Rodman is inside, he's outside, he's looking to the left, he's looking to the right. He's already tapped him a couple of times.
And Engelbright drives in on the outside, trying to get alongside Rodman. Now he's going to come back on the inside.
Engelbright tries to
clear coming up the hill, Doug. You're clear. Just keep up this pace, sir.
That's Doug McCown's spotter saying, you're clear, keep the pace. 8 to go. Doug McCown has never finished a race at Sears Point Raceway. 3 tries, and I've never finished a race, I should say, on the racetrack.
7 laps to go still.
1985.
But overdrive it. Looking good.
Winston Racing Series national champion, the short track national champion for the Winston Racing Series of NASCAR.
You know, there's 7 or 8 laps to go, and that's an eternity on the road course. And the squad keeps saying, don't overdrive it. These guys are driving it for all they're worth. There's nothing left. These guys, they know that it's the end of the race, and they're going to make something happen.
Folks, laps are winding down. We'll take a quick break and come back. We'll make sure the pass doesn't happen up here. If it's going to happen, Rodman up in turn 7. Watch Engelbright again. Rodman smokes the brakes.
And 93, Chris Rodman. Don't forget about him because he's on the back bumper of Engelbright.
4 cars, nose to tail, through the S's, less than 8 laps to go. We'll take a break and come back, folks. You won't miss a thing. Stay with us. 42 of 50 are complete.
You want to know how to choose a motor oil? Take a ride to your local garage and see what the mechanic puts into his own car. Fact is, of all the brands of motor oil, more ASE certified master technicians choose Valvoline for use in their own cars and trucks. So before you buy a motor oil for your car, know the one more top mechanics put into theirs. Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics.
Come play the new Valvoline racing game on the net.
The objective has been set. 1,000 Toyotas in one long weekend. The Toyota Quarter Sale. This weekend at Hanley's Hilltop Toyota, Concord Toyota, Toyota Vallejo, and Toyota Walnut Creek. Competitive pricing ensures dramatic savings with discounts posted on Giant's tags. Financing as low as 1.9% and no monthly payments for up to 90 days. The Toyota Quarter Sale. This weekend only at Hanley's Hilltop Toyota in Richmond, Concord Toyota, Toyota Vallejo, and Toyota Walnut Creek.
Creek, simply Fairfield's finest apartment community. Lush waterscape gardens truly set the standard for quality water-oriented living, with spacious floor plans featuring fully equipped kitchens and wood-burning fireplaces. You're only a short garden walk to a private sun deck, pool, and whirlpool spa. Round Hill Creek is conveniently located near freeways, shopping, and Travis Air Force Base. Our office is open daily 9 to 5. Come home to Round Hill Creek and relax.
Sears Point Raceway, leaders entering turn 11 right in front of Benny Parsons.
Yes, and once again, Rodman trying to get on the inside, and once again, Engelbright drives up on the outside, but cannot. It's awfully long ways around there. He cannot get alongside Craig Rodman, and Rodman will lose a car length or two to the leader of Doug McCallum.
Man, what a race.
Rodman and Engelbright are going to end up racing each other. Keep it up.
His father saying, just let Rodman and Engelbright race each other. Just get those guys racing and we'll be A-OK.
Average about 140. Pace is picking up.
Listening to the spotters for Doug McCown, who's our leader. McCown, a fireman out of Prunedale, California. Field summary, McCown started in 8th spot. See Rodman started in the front row. Engelbright way back in 16th. Bob Lyon, who started 5th, now being shown in 7th. Once again, turn 7. Rodman is there. Now he has to be concerned about the cars behind him. He's probably used up his tires a little bit, Kyle.
And the caution flag, something up on the racetrack in front of these fellas. That's one concern when you see those guys waving the yellow flag. And the 99 car slow on the racetrack. That could be the caution flag that we're talking about.
Now we're being told it's a 17 car.
Down the drag strip, so there ain't any oil up there out there.
This car here, Darrell Lamore, the car number 17. That's up off the drag strip. There's the car 28 that's also been pulled off. That's
and Chris Rodman has gotten by the 20 car of Engelbright.
All the way, just keep running that pace. Nice and easy. Clear coming up the hill.
And Benny, that sets up a battle of the brothers. There is Engelbright now back in 4th position. The Beco radiator machine.
And something is wrong with Engelbright's car because he is steadily dropping back. And Rodman cannot make the charge on McCowan.
Kyle, you got to wonder if Rodman may just have used his tires. If he was
smooth into the turn, no pressure.
Yeah, I think all these guys have used their tires up, and they're going to settle down here. You know, the one car here is the 93. He's the one that's coming.
That's the rookie. And he watched the pass from rookie Chris Rodman a moment ago down in turn 11.
Goes in the corner into turn 11 and just blows by Engelbright. I would guess that Engelbright is probably having some brake problems.
Yeah, Engelbright checked up. He's been driving in that corner awfully hard to get on the outside. And all of a sudden, where he passed him right there, he passed him way before he ever got to the corner.
Nice job.
Now it's a battle of brothers. Chris Rodman, the 93, he is the the rookie. He's the younger of the two. He's 32 years of age. Craig Rodman.
Is that two cars smoking or am I seeing things?
Looks like a puff of smoke to me, Benny.
His right front rubs a little bit. I think he got into the 34 car earlier, and sometimes the fender would get in on the tire at a certain angle and then rub.
The second and third place cars are first and second in the point standings, but not in that order. And here's a battle. Bob Lyons in the 44 car, and the car in front of him is the 73. That is 6th and 7th position.
Oh, and Chris Rodman spins right in turn 11, but he only goes around about 90 degrees, gets it going again, but he will lose a spot to Englebright.
That's right where he took the spot away the lap before in turn 11, and Englebright goes back into third position. Chris Rodman. There's Englebright's roof cam. Johnny Bukakis, the folks at Beco Radio, we told are watching back in Reno, pulling for their car, Jim Englebright, and Jim's doing a whale of a job. Lead two cars right in front of him, those two right there, McCown the 34, Greg Rodman the car number 2.
The longer they run, the better off they are. The better off it is for McCown because his tires begin to equalize.
Let's check in the pits. Bill, you got an update on the Englebright machine. What's going on with Jim?
Well, the pass happened right across from us, and the Chuck Carruthers, his crew chief, called Jim on the radio and said there's oil down here in 11, so watch yourself. So he eased up a little bit and not allowed the 93 to get by, but they say their car is good. They're going to try and make a push here in the closing laps.
Well, they pushed it up on the ripple strips there, and on the inside strips there, Englebright just driving it for all it's worth. There is Chris Rodman behind him in the yellow and blue car number 93. He is the point leader. A lot of talent in this series out here. They're the lead two.
Boy, I tell you that McCown, for not changing front tires, is really getting around the racetrack. He's getting the car to turn, and he did change the rear tires. He's coming off the corner, but I'm surprised how well the 34 car is turning in the corner, going in the corner.
This car works really, really good. Not in this part of the racetrack, not in the upper part of the racetrack necessarily, but over through the S's and stuff. His car really works good. And like Benny said, I'm surprised also that the tires, he's run the whole race on the front tires. And I mean, you can push off a left front or a right front on this racetrack in a heartbeat.
Less than 4 laps to go. McCown in the 34 car, qualified 8th. That's a Pontiac Grand Prix. Behind him, the car number 2 is Chevy Monte Carlo.
Rodman may have just faded back to let his tires cool off a little bit because he's made a run on him here, and he's making a definite serious run. Ooh,
oh, some contact there. Some contact as McCown was trying to block the pressure of the two car. This is a couple of laps ago. We watch as Englebright, the Beco car, comes in the corner, and there's Chris Rodman in the 93. And the 93, around he goes. Does about a 90-degree spin, rights the car and continues on, but he does lose that third spot.
Remind you, Sports Center coming up next at the conclusion of this shootout here. We've got a wild one in the wine country. Larry Ball and Jason Jackson standing by in Sports Center, but can Doug McCown?
Oh, what happened to McCown? Did he blow up?
Watch it, Craig. Just watch. Stay down. Oh, Mike. Is the motor? Coming up.
Looks like there's fire in the right front.
Oh, keep going. Is the motor down? Get by him. Don't get in his oil.
Look at the right front. Looks like there's something on.
Where are we at, Mike? Plenty of them. No, he's still driving. It's behind you, so just be good. We're still the top. Just have him keep going. Yeah.
That's Raymond Brown watching Doug McCown's car number 34 just trailing smoke. He saw flames beneath the right front of the car. They're not sure what's wrong with the car other than it is smoking.
You're right. I did see a flame just a moment ago. But, Bill Weber, what's going on with this 34 car?
We'll lean in here and see if we can find out. Raymond Brown is his crew chief. Has he said anything?
No, he hasn't. He's just been driving. That's it.
Okay.
Hey, Doug, keep it
So
up.
they haven't heard from him yet. He's still driving the car.
Well, stop smoking. That's either good news or bad news. It's generally bad news. He's run out of oil.
He may have just heated the brakes up and caught one of those brake ducts on fire under the car. It's like something, whatever was burning was behind the right front tire.
And you could see the flames inside the car, and he never checked up.
Good job. Pick him up, Greg.
This is about the spot the last time that the car smoked heavily, but this time hardly any smoke at all.
3 laps to go. Doug McCown, you're riding with the Advantage Memory Roof Cam. Greg Rodman in second spot.
Laps to go. You're gonna have to get. It doesn't seem like it's leaking anything. You gotta get up there. Working on it. Got lots of time yet.
That's Rodman talking back to their spotter. A moment ago, the spotter Kyle was telling him to take it easy.
Take it easy. Now he's saying get up there and race with him. Got lots of time.
A moment ago, the spotter says take your time. Got plenty of time. Now the spotter says get up there and race with him.
These guys are not paying much attention to the spotters. They're just driving the rear ends off. Rodman has run back up and caught him again. To drop back that far and run back up on him is pretty incredible. But catching somebody on this racetrack and passing somebody on this racetrack is two entirely different things.
Doug McCown trying to pick up his first win in 1996. Craig Rodman. And the crew now watching. That is Rodman's crew watching on Diamond Vision. They're watching on the closed circuit television screens that are stationed behind pit road.
What's your line coming into the hairpin?
And he comes in, the car smokes.
One more time, Doug. We've got to do this one more time.
As he said, white flag, got to do it one more time.
This lap, we got to do her something. Flag, one more time, nice and smooth.
That's Doug McCown's spotter telling him you got 1 lap, my buddy. 2.5 miles. That's going to seem like an eternity.
What's your line? Good job, dude. Perfect. Perfect. Stay on him right here. Check your line, nice and smooth. Don't like them up.
What you say, folks, this is it. This is for all the marbles.
Have your line, protect your line.
Turn 7 on the outside is where I think you'll try to do it.
Spotter said protect
Drive him
your
in
line.
hard, drive him in hard. There you go, he's backing out.
Okay, he blocked him, he couldn't get a run on him. Now he's going to try the inside in turn 7. No, McCown blocks the lower groove.
Let's get it on and accelerate down the straightaway. Pulling away from him.
They're about a mile from the checkered flag.
Cowan is doing a great job. Because it's obvious Rodman has the faster
Doug, the
car.
last
He's
lap,
just
here's what you have to.
Beneath the Winston Cup Bridge, 3/4 of a mile from McCown to Checkers.
Keep coming up on the hairpin, keep it in tight. Get that away. Go to the outside if he has to. You got it, come on, come on, come on.
He's on the inside, here they come, to you, side by side, no!
Good job, Doug. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. Yes, sir. Congratulations, pal.
What a finish at Sears
We got
Point.
to stand up here for 50 laps before.
Let's go to their pits and see the celebration. Bill Weber.
Well, we're part of the celebration here. Hey, Raymond Brown, turn around. You're on national TV. You just won at Sears Point.
What's that?
You just won at Sears Point.
Felt pretty good.
What a job that guy did. What a job.
Yeah, he drove real good, went to school, learned the road course, and motor ran good, everything held together.
Can you believe the way he held him off?
Yeah, he's a driving son of a gun.
And he's the winner here at Sears Point.
Boy, what a finish. I'm exhausted just watching that one. These two guys put on a whale of a show, folks. That is NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour competition at its best. We'll be right back.
What do you get when you cross a high-quality conventional motor oil with an advanced formula synthetic? A revolutionary oil that protects better than regular oils, yet costs less than full synthetics. DuraBlend from Valvoline. Valvoline's the #1 choice of top mechanics.
To get the most out of this Indy car, Patrick Racing put Scott Pruitt behind the wheel. They built a team that could get it in and out of the pits in the blink of an eye. And they chose a battery they can depend on to get it started. The Duralast battery from AutoZone. The same Duralast you can depend on to start your car. So don't settle for anything less. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
If more top mechanics use one motor oil over any other brand in their own cars and trucks, maybe it's time you changed your oil. Valvoline. The #1 choice of America's top mechanics.
Our Speed World coverage of the Pennzoil 200 has been brought to you by the more than 1,250 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by Valvoline DuraBlend, the #1 selling semi-synthetic motor oil. Well, the Pennzoil 200 is history here in the beautiful Sonoma Valley, and it looked like Doug McCown's day would go up in smoke with just a couple of laps remaining. Benny Parsons, this started right in front of you.
I cannot believe that his car smoked as badly as it is. And we see the fire right behind the right front. We listened to the crew chief ask him, is the motor down? Look at the fire under the car. And this is the last lap going in the corner. He still has something left for Rodman. He slips a little bit, and Rodman drives under him. But, Jerry, it was a great race. Back to you.
Out of turn 11, it was a drag race. That's the roof cam of Craig Rodman. McCown comes back on the inside. They've got about 200 yards to the checkered flag, and Doug McCown, boy, it was justice that he was able to win that one. He drove one heck of a last 4 or 5 races. And here is the winner in Victory Lane, where Bill Weber is about to catch up with him. Bill, let's go down to you.
Climbs from his car in Victory Lane with a big win here at Sears Point. Doug, congratulations. How's it feel?
It feels great. I tell you, this team, this was one in a bit today, boy. I tell you, it was a total team effort, and I just can't believe it. This is our first race. We finished here at Sears Point. We're beginning to think that TV was a jinx or something.
We wouldn't do that to you. What was that smoke coming down the front stretch there?
Well, I don't know. I tell you, I thought, oh no, my day's over. You know, my Sears Point jinx, here it comes. Because the car filled up with smoke, and it's carried almost a full lap. The car was full of smoke. And I was going, man, you guys see anything? And no, and the motor was still running, so I wasn't about to stop.
That car was about 20 feet wide in the closing lap. Some great defensive driving.
Well, I tell you, that wins Pontiac was gonna win.
Yeah. You weren't gonna let him by you?
No, Craig, you know, Craig Rodman, he's a heck of a competitor, and I love racing with him. And I knew that he would take every inch I gave him, so I wasn't gonna give him an inch to take. And I knew that he wouldn't really take me out, but he could come up and bump me and try to get me out of shape. I mean, I was expecting it, and he did it, but it was good racing. My hat's off to him, because he could have just took me out.
Great race, great win, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
Hey, good job, buddy.
Well, the firemen from Prunedale, California withstood the smoke and flames and minis. You look at the final results, we never mentioned the fact of what happened to Jim Engelbreit on the final lap there in front of you.
He spun coming off turn 11, coming down for the checkered flag, running in third spot, and he's lost to third and fourth spot.
18 cars finished on the lead laps. You look at our final finish, 42 started. This race today, the Pennzoil 200. What about Craig Rodman? What a job he did. Almost made it work in turn 11. I think Bill Evers caught up with him. Bill, let's check in with you.
Well, Craig Rodman, we both said it. All you can say is wow.
That's right, wow. I mean, that was an extreme race there. And, boy, my hat's off to Doug. He did a fine job. I mean, I gave everything I could give him. We pushed and shoved and banged and rubbed and did everything, and he kept her together, boy. He ran real strong. The Advantage Memory team did an awesome job putting this car together and crewing it. You know, our little pit stop thing, I think, worked out pretty good, but unfortunately a few other people knew the same deal. So had a heck of a motor. Just everything just went good, just came up a little bit short there coming off turn 11.
Okay, Craig Rodman gave him a great run, but couldn't pull it out today.
Craig Rodman finishes second. Take a look at our top 5 in points. Chris Rodman, the rookie, still leads his brother Craig. Doug McCown, our winner. Brian Germoni and Jim Englebright in the top 5. We'll see you tomorrow for NASCAR Today at 3:30 p.m. 4 o'clock, our live coverage of the Save Mart Supermarket 300. For Benny Parsons, Kyle Petty, and Bill Weber, I'm Jerry Punch saying, hey, SportsCenter is next, but congratulations to Doug McCown. He's our winner.